What is up, Hybrid Beasts? Bob here with the Hybrid Beast program, and today I'm going to be doing a very special episode of True Fan Tuesday, the haters episode. Now, why am I doing a special episode just for internet haters, trolls, negative people in general? Because at the end of the day, haters, negative people need more help than anybody else. Okay, if I could change the world, if I could leave a legacy, what I would really like to do is change negative people into positive people, miserable internet troll haters into positive influences on society. Now, unfortunately, that's never going to happen. I've tried in the past, and haters do not want to be helped. So not only are haters the most broke of the broke people, the most obese of the obese people, the most unhealthy of the unhealthy people, the most miserable of the miserable people, in which case they need help more than anyone else, but they are also the people who, for reasons that I'm about to describe, defend their reasons for being miserable, perpetuate their misery, and therefore are never, ever, 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 ever going to be helped, okay? So that's a major reason why I'm doing this. I would really love to help these people, okay? I personally came from a family of haters. I came from a family where fitness, finance, relationships, everything was very negative. There was never any positive. There was never any, you should go for the gold. It was always, everything's a scam. Everybody's just born with money, appearance, fitness, whatever, intelligence. There's no reason to try to improve yourself. Just be a loser for the rest of your life. And I was actually raised to be a loser, for lack of a better term. So it's amazing that I've achieved anything in my life, and this is something I still deal with. So that's another reason why I have like a desire to help haters, losers, and internet trolls, okay? And actually, at the end of the day, the third reason why I'm doing this episode is because it's basically going to be, instead of helping haters or trolls, it's going to be helping positive people scrape off the negative influences of their lives, allow them to stay down where they belong and where they want to be, and to rise up and get a new group of friends, okay? So that's really what this is going to be doing. It's going to be preaching to the choir, so to speak. It's going to be me telling people who are not haters why haters are where they're at, why they're like they're at, and basically that there's no point in even trying to help haters, so just scrape them off and rise up and leave them where they're at. So that's really what's going to be the point of this video. So I just wrote down 6 points, and I'm going to go ahead in no particular order and discuss the reasons why haters are so miserable and so unsuccessful, okay? Now, first of all, I just want to say, admit that you want what you vilify. If you want to stop being a hater, if you want to rise up, you need to admit that you want what you are currently vilifying, okay? There was a reality show in Germany, okay? Where I lived in Germany, I was watching on TV, and they were basically interviewing people who were morbidly obese. And there was one woman who basically said, she's like, well, if it happens, yes, I'd love to lose weight, but if it doesn't happen, I'm okay with it too. So basically what she was saying is, she's like, yeah, if she doesn't change anything at all in her life, doesn't put any effort in, and wakes up in the morning and she's several hundred pounds lighter, and she's no longer diabetic, high blood pressure, joints are no longer grinding down, she's not, feeling horrible about the way she looks, okay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, she'll take it, but she's not willing to put any effort in. And I thought that this girl was actually very, very, very self-aware, because that's one of the most honest things I've ever heard in my entire life. Most people vilify what they want. Most people talk about, like being in shape. It's like, oh yeah, well, I'm just happy the way I am now. Okay, I'm just happy the way I am. You are not happy the way you are. If you won the lottery and you're broke as fuck, you would love having the money from the lottery. You're not willing to actually put any effort into it, and I'm going to discuss why you're not going to change your financial life. But if you just lost all the weight overnight, if somebody gave you magical liposuction that could drop 300 pounds from your body, which it doesn't exist, if you won the lottery, if something like this happened, like, yes, you would be happy, but you're not going to admit it because you don't want it. You just vilify what you really want. So basically, the first step to stopping being a hater is to admit that you want what you want. saying, yes, I understand I'm obese. I understand I'm slowly killing myself. I understand I need to stop. I understand that I smoke cigarettes, drink too much, that I'm drug addicted, that I'm slowly killing myself and I need to stop. Okay. I'm not saying that I'm going to, but the first step is to be like, yes, I wish I had more money. I wish I had a decent relationship. I wish I was out of this bad relationship. I wish I was in shape. I wish I was no longer poisoning myself with whatever substance. You need to admit that you want what you are vilifying now. Okay, I remember there was a joke in Germany. Ich habe kein Problem mit Alkohol, es geht nur nicht ohne. I don't have a problem with alcohol. It's just I'm just not okay without it. And then they would laugh, and it's like basically like, so you're joking about the fact that you are alcohol addicted. You're joking about the fact that you cannot cope with life unless you're drunk constantly. And I don't understand what's so funny about that. I think that's the most pathetic thing in the world. But that is the lens through which these people see the world. That is the way through which these people see the world. Like they pretend they don't want to not be drunks. They pretend they don't want to not be drug addicts. They pretend they don't want to be not obese. They pretend they don't want to be not broke. Okay? Because it's a hell of a lot easier to say, oh, well, I just, love drinking than it is to say I'm too weak and I refuse to get help to stop drinking. So I'm here and it's not really what I want, but I'm just too weak to change things. Instead of saying that, which would be painful, but it's the painful first step to get out. Instead of saying that, they're like, oh yeah, I love being drunk. And oh, it's so funny. And there's another thing that, smokers used to say in Germany. Oh yeah, well, non-smokers die too. Yeah, they don't drown in fluids pooling in their lungs while they have lung cancer and emphysema and God knows what the fuck at the same time that they wouldn't have had if they weren't smoking. But yeah, you're right. Non-smokers do die too. So go ahead and have another pack because you're a fucking moron. Okay? So anyway, admit that you want what you vilify. It's the first step to get out of this misery. Okay? The next step is similar. Don't glorify your misery. Okay? I remember, back when I was a kid, it was this working class hero thing. It's like, yeah, I'm proud that I have a shitty job at the asbestos factory and that I just go there and, this is my life and everything. It's like, listen, I'm glad that you're taking care of yourself and your family, but don't be proud of the fact that you're working in an asbestos factory. Okay. Like I'm proud of the fact that you're, a mom and you're taking care of the house, you're taking care of your husband, you're taking care of the kids and you're 500 pounds overweight. Don't be proud of it. Okay. Like this is where you're at right now. You need to fix that shit. You need to change that shit. You need to improve it. If not for you, for your kids. Because if you're 500 pounds overweight, your kids are going to be 500 pounds overweight. It has nothing to do with genetics. It has to do with they are not, inheriting your genetics that make you fat. They're inheriting your lifestyle that makes you fat. Like you don't have a gene that makes you work in an asbestos factory or get pregnant at 15 years old and drop out of high school. You have you inherit the habits, the mindset that makes you work your whole life in an asbestos factory, or you inherit the mindset that you get pregnant at 15 and it's okay because, my fucking mother got pregnant when she was 15. Like that's basically what you're inheriting. It's not the genetics, it's the mindset. So change your life, get out of the asbestos factory, lose 400 pounds, not just for you, but for your kids so they don't inherit your mindset. Okay? So don't glorify your misery. We all know that you're fucking lying when you say that you're happy being broke, fat, drug addicted, alcohol, cigarette, nicotine addicted, whatever. Okay, we know it's a lie. So just don't fucking glorify it. Okay? Don't justify your misery. Okay? This is another thing here. The facts of the matter is, I don't care what's wrong with your body. If you're fat, you eat too much, period. If I were to take the fattest person in the world with the worst, thyroid gland in the world, put this person into a cage, okay, and I were to give this person a glass of water and a chicken breast 5 times a day, and I was to give him a fiber supplement once a day, this person would lose weight, period. There's no way in holy horse shit that this person would not lose weight. I think we all know that. Okay. Now the facts of the matter is you're talking about, oh yeah, well, everyone in your family, like I just said, you didn't inherit genes that made you fat. Everyone in your family ate horse shit all day. I'm happy. Let's eat horse shit to celebrate. I'm sad. Let's eat horse shit to feel better. I'm bored. Let's eat horse shit because we're bored and we want to feel better. Somebody's coming over. Let's eat horse shit as a way to socially bond. We're going out. Let's eat horse shit as a way to socially bond. Like all you do is eat horse shit. And then you suddenly realize that, oh my God, everyone in my family was fat and now I'm fat too. You didn't inherit their genes, you inherited their mindset, their belief system, their habits, okay? There are other people in the world where my dad taught me how, not mine, unfortunately, but my dad taught me how to lift weights. My dad taught me how to marathon run. My dad taught me, every day we're in the backyard kicking around the mitts and doing like kickboxing or something like that. Every day, the whole family went for a walk. We had like a salad and we went for a walk, and then we had like, some fruit juice or whatever. I mean, the point is you learn, what you're doing basically is you are, like I said, you're basically, your lifestyle is what's causing what happens. Okay. So do not justify what's wrong with you. Okay. Like, I don't have this advantage. That's true. You don't have that advantage. It would be easier. But the fact of the matter is you're not doing anything to change your situation. So stop justifying your misery. Okay. Don't hate those who help you. Okay, this is probably like the worst thing here. You basically have people, in the internet, okay? And the internet, in theory, is like the greatest thing that the world possibly has ever seen. Basically, what the internet is like everybody's putting out their experience, everybody's putting out their knowledge. Now, what normally should happen is you should take the best experiences and the best knowledge. Like, I was miserable because I had a shit relationship. I was miserable because I was fat. I was miserable because I was skinny. I was miserable because I was addicted to whatever substance. I was miserable because I was broke. Whatever it is, now I'm no longer like that. So basically, those things should shoot up. Basically, if somebody puts out good advice on losing weight, making money, whatever, that should shoot up in views and everybody should follow them and everybody should actually emulate them. But what happens is if somebody puts out some good stuff, like don't hate those who help you. If somebody puts out some good stuff, they get torn down by fucking haters. So I'm 500,000 pounds overweight. You say, don't eat horse shit. I attack you because I think you care. Now, if this guy's jacked and tan, shaved and shredded, walking down the streets of Miami with his shirt open and his abs hanging out, with a couple chicks with big fake titties hanging out next to him, do you think he really gives a fuck about you justifying the fact that you're 500,000 pounds? Meanwhile, he's fucking, just shredded. Do you really think that he cares about that? I guarantee you right now he doesn't, because I don't. Okay? I don't. I really don't care. If somebody comes up and starts talking shit on my channel, I'm just going to, these days, just delete the comment and just, block him from my channel. Because he's never going to do anything good for me. He's not going to, give me any reason where like I could create better content or help people. He's not going to get helped by me. He's not going to increase me by like, oh, I feel good because this guy's happy, that I helped him. And now all of a sudden I'm producing better content because he's motivating me to produce better content. He's never going to, let's face it, he's never going to buy any of my stuff. Okay, so why do I need this guy here? I don't. Nobody cares about you when you're a fucking loser. Like if somebody talks about how to make money, whether it's like save money and don't have a latte and save your money and get out of debt, or it's like, do this and build an empire and make a lot of money, whatever it is, and you're just tearing him down, this guy doesn't care about you. He really doesn't care about you. What we really should be doing is we should find the best information in the internet. We should watch it. We should ignore anything that sucks. And the only thing in the internet will be great, awesome information that will help people. But the fact of the matter is, if you say something negative, that's what's really going to shoot up because people just hate those who are trying to help them. So, like I said, don't justify your misery. Don't glorify your misery. If somebody puts something negative out, boom, let's glorify our misery. Let's justify our misery. That's all that really, the internet is. Facebook is probably the worst case. Facebook is a cesspool of negative fucking losers, like people who haven't accomplished shit in their lives, but then who go ahead and they start talking about how great, they start talking shit about people who are trying to help them, about how great it is to be miserable. But the people who are successful don't care. And then you wonder why there's this disparity between the top 1% and the bottom 99%. 99% of people want to hate on everything. 1% of people want to succeed. So the 99% doesn't realize nobody cares about them and they're just falling down. They're getting more and more. The top 1% is jacked and tan, shaved and shredded. 99% are just getting worse and more obese. The top 1% is getting richer. These guys are just getting fucking broker. These guys have great relationships, great families, and everybody down here is just fucking miserable. And it's their own goddamn fault. So like I said, don't go ahead and hate those who help you. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's talk about something. Speaking of Facebook, don't defend your failing methodology. There are a few groups in Facebook that I was in. I'm still in a couple, and basically what I really use them for is to kind of like find out what people are doing, what kind of problems they have so I can make better content from their questions and stuff. And I put out like, free information. I basically just answer questions sometimes in these groups. And I'm doing less and less of that because what happens is people will go ahead and they'll put some question out. Like, I have this problem, ABC problem, and can you give me some advice? So I give them free advice. I charge hundreds of dollars a month to do training for people, to create their nutrition programs, to create their training programs. Like, they literally have like my telephone number, so they can like text me at any time and I, answer the questions. Like, this is what I do. And I get hundreds of dollars a month for this. And I'm doing this for free in a Facebook group. Like, there's this one guy, he was in a group for people who have dad bods, or are trying to lose their dad bods. He's extremely overweight, and he starts talking like, he's like, I need some help with the diet and with the workout. Basically what I do is I'll do a diet for a few days, but I'll do a workout for a few days, but then I stop and I look for something easier. And, then I'll like, I'm on the road all the time. So I eat lunch, either fast food, or I go into a gas station to get some food. And because I live alone, I eat out all the time for dinner, and also, I drink beers once in a while. So I was like, basically, okay, listen, no workout's going to be easy. Start with what you can do right now, but no workout's going to be easy. So there just isn't going to be a workout that's easy. Walking's kind of easy. It still takes time. You still have to do it. But walking doesn't really burn a whole lot of calories, and it doesn't build any muscle whatsoever, okay? And like I said, it's not easy. Just because you work on the road doesn't mean that you need to eat from a gas station. It doesn't mean you need to eat from a drive-through. Go to the grocery store once a week. Pack in your food. Take your food with you on the road and eat it for lunch. Dinner. Just because you go to just because you live alone doesn't mean you have to eat in a restaurant. Just because you have to eat in a restaurant doesn't mean you have to suck down beer while you're there. It doesn't mean you have to have an appetizer. It doesn't mean you have to have dessert. It doesn't mean you have to have French fries and potatoes and all kinds of stuff. You could have a salad with some chicken in it, or you could have a salad and a steak. You could drink water. You don't have to eat out. And if you do eat out, you don't have to eat stuff that's making you fat. Drinking, stop it. Enough said. Okay? So then he's like, yeah, well, I don't really, drink a whole lot anyway. I mean, I don't even like really drink a lot. And you're the first friend. I didn't really mean that I don't work out because I'm always looking for something easier. It's just, I'm looking for something different, and when I go out, a lot of times I just have like a little bit of like meat or something. I don't really eat like, a whole bunch of stuff. And, I barely drink at all. I could even stop. But if you don't drink a lot and you could stop, then stop completely. Don't drink anything that has any calories in it. Because I looked at his page, he's got like this neck beard, his neck is bigger than his head, he's fat, he's got bigger titties than Dolly Parton, he's got fucking, just wider goddamn fucking, gut than like fucking love handles than any fucking Mr. Olympia has fucking wide lats. He's fucking jacked up. He's like fucked up from the ground up. And I'm not saying this to insult him, I'm just saying he needs help. He needs help. He's going to die. He needs help. He needs help. He's going to die if he doesn't unfuck himself. And then, so like I said, don't defend your failing methodology. I just told him what to do. And he's like, well, I don't drink a whole lot. I could stop. Fine. If you didn't drink a lot, you wouldn't be this fat. I didn't write this, but fact is, if he didn't drink, a whole lot, he wouldn't be this fat. If he could stop, he should stop. There's no way that he's like, oh, I don't really eat that much when I eat drive-through. He's eating drive-through, period. It's getting him fat. And if he was going to the goddamn, going to the fucking restaurant, having a piece of salad leaf and like a glass of water, he wouldn't be fat either. So the fact is, like I said, exercise, do what you can fucking, your little willpower can get you going on. Do it consistently. Pack your food for lunch. If you eat out at a restaurant, have meat, and water and a salad, and don't put a bunch of croutons and fucking ranch dressing on. The fact of the matter is, I gave him perfect advice on how to change his life. He didn't even need like a real coach. If he had just not eaten shit, stopped drinking, he would immediately have started losing massive amounts of weight. But he didn't, because he wants to defend his failing methodology. There's a woman who jumped on a group, it was for PSMF. It's a diet I don't recommend, where you literally eat nothing but protein. And she's like, oh, my doctor said this, and I'm eating, some of these, and eating some of these, and I'm like, that's not the PSMF diet, protein sparing modified fasting. It's not like nothing but protein. She's eating barely any protein. She's eating like lots of carbs, lots of fat. Oh, well, my doctor told me to do this. He's an endocrinologist. Your doctor doesn't know shit if he says it's PSMF. It's not it. And she's like, oh, well, I guess this is like, I just wanted some help with some recipes. And I guess this group is like your way or the highway. If you say you want to do this, certain diet, like if I want to do a vegan diet, well, I'm going to have hamburgers all day. Well, why can't I eat hamburgers? You could, but you can't call it a vegan diet. If you want help on a vegan diet, then eat fucking lettuce or whatever the fuck those people eat, So I told her, I'm like, the reason you're losing weight is because you're not taking in very many calories at all. So another way to do this is have 4 beers and like 2 candy bars. And that would have given her the same amount of calories. I'm like, that's not a PSMF diet. That's not the same macros as a PSMF diet. But neither is what you're doing right now. And of course, she fucking got pissed off and oh my fucking God. Like, if you come here saying, how do I do this particular diet? And somebody tells you how to do that particular diet, and then you get pissed off. I had a woman actually in another group, another keto group. She's asking this, this, and this. And then I guess she went on my page, my Facebook page, when I gave her some advice. And she's like, oh, so are you like a keto coach? I'm like, yeah, so I'm going to message you. I got a couple questions. So I gave her some, like I said, I didn't even try to sell her on like coaching, right? I literally just gave her straight up answers to her questions. She's like, oh yeah, well, this is working for me, so I'm going to continue doing this. I'm like, all right, good luck. She started her post on Facebook by saying, I did, a ketogenic diet. I lost a bunch of weight at first. I haven't lost any weight at all. And it's not working. When she went on, she went into the messaging with me. She's like, I'm going to admit to you, I weigh 312 pounds right now. I lost, like 15 pounds or whatever, but I really need to get down to, I need to lose at least another 100 pounds really quick, yada, yada, yada. And then at the end, she's like, oh, well, this is working for me, so I'm going to continue. Why do you go into a Facebook group and post saying, I lost, some weight at first, but then I stopped. This isn't working. Please help. People try to help you, and then you shoot down all of their advice. And then you actually DM a guy. Like I said, I get paid hundreds of dollars a month to do keto coaching, and I'm giving her free advice. And then she's like, well, this is working. You said it doesn't work. You said you have to lose another 100 pounds for health reasons. And now you're saying, oh, it works. It's working. So that's what I'm going to do. Because she just shoots down, like I said, don't defend your failing methodology. As a matter of fact, there was one girl in a group, she posted some kind of thing. She's like, oh yeah, whatever. And then it's like, oh, well, this is what I have to do. And this is what I have to do. And this is what I have to do. Everybody gave her advice on how to change her diet. And she's like, no. And then I posted, I was like, listen, why is it that you say you need help and that what you're doing isn't working? And then all you do is you shoot down all the suggestions that you're given, and you claim that what you said isn't working is working. And then I skipped a line. I was like, don't bother answering. I really don't care. Because I really don't care. Nobody really cares if you are going to defend what's not working. I understand the concept of like, if you're doing like a ketogenic diet and like, I need help because the ketogenic diet's not working, and the vegan comes in and says, we need to eat Brussels sprouts. Like, fine. It's fine to say like, I'm not going to do a vegan diet. You don't want to switch your diet like that fat guy every day. Oh, I need to find a better, easier workout. No, stay on the ketogenic diet. But if somebody gives you legitimate advice and they have legitimate results in a ketogenic diet, then you should probably say, hey, guess what? I'm going to take that advice because it kind of makes sense. Don't defend your failing methodology. And the final thing here, and probably one of the most important ones, is you need to accept that everything sucks. Everything sucks. Everything in the world sucks. Like, it sucks when I wake up at 4:46 and I get ready, I go to the gym, I start doing some work, and the whole world is asleep and I get up. But you know what? It also sucks to wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning and realize that you've just wasted the last like 5-6 hours and that you haven't gotten anything done and that you're going to be behind all day. And that the whole world's around you. So like when I have my chance, when I wake up in the morning to work and nobody's bothering me, now the whole world's around and everybody's going to get in my way and I can't do this and I can't do that. Like, it sucks to not wake up at 4 in the morning. It sucks to stay on a diet and not have the dopamine hit of constantly eating garbage. But it also sucks to constantly eat garbage and have heartburn, to have high blood pressure, to be pre-diabetic, to be diabetic, for your joints to grind down because you weigh 600 pounds, for people to not want to fuck you because you weigh 600 pounds. That sucks too. So everything sucks. The only difference is if you do something that sucks, like if you get up early and work hard and make a lot of money, then you have a lot of money, which is good. If you sleep late and you barely ever do any work, you just do the bare minimum to get by, it also sucks because you get the bare minimum to get by. If all you do is stay on a diet, it sucks because you can't eat ho-hos 24 hours a day. But at least you get laid whenever you want. Whereas if you have ho-hos 24 hours a day, guess what? You're feeling bad and you look like horseshit. So would you rather, I get to eat ho-hos as the positive and the negative is everything about your life sucks? Or would you rather, I have to have omelets instead of cheesecake and I have to have, almonds instead of, fucking cupcakes, but at least I feel good, I'm healthy, I'm aging well, and I get laid whenever I want and people respect me. Everything sucks. You can either put the effort in and get the results, or you could avoid the effort, in which case you also, by proxy, avoid the results, okay? So like I said, that's what it is. Don't glorify your misery. Don't justify your misery. Don't defend your failing methodology. Admit you want what you vilify. Don't hate those who help you, and accept that everything sucks. And if you were to do this, you would rapidly change from being a negative loser, hater, internet troll to being one of the people who inspires millions. But the fact of the matter is you're never going to do that if you're a loser. So like I said, what this really is meant for at the end of the day, and I didn't realize until I started the video, is this is really meant to be preaching to the choir so the people who are already on a positive path realize there's no point to slowing down and trying to help the other crabs out of the bucket. They want to stay down there. They're happy down there. They're comfortable down there. They don't want to be out here because it's scary not being in a world that sucks. It's scary to do anything that is above the ordinary. They want to stay down there. So let them stay down there. They'll be happier down there at the bottom. But you rise up, and I guarantee the higher that you rise, the higher the quality of the people that will be around you. Leave the crabs in the bucket. Come up here, soar with the fucking eagles. And I guarantee you'll have plenty of friends when you reach the top 1%. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't. Follow me on Instagram at Hybrid Beast Program if you have not done that. And I will see you guys in the next video.